Hello and welcome to Feminine Success Secrets. I'm Candice Oneida. This is the place that women come to become powerfully feminine. Now, I am doing a wonderful interview today with a woman who is hosting an incredible summit that's called the Feminine Purpose Masterclass. Masterclass because everybody that's going to be speaking is going to be giving an exercise or a to-do or a takeaway from this summit. So it's not going to be just interviews. So it's going to be a wonderful summit to be part of. I'm going to be one of the speakers. I'm going to be giving you some more juicy secrets, obviously, when Megan interviews me. And then we're going to be putting the link below in the description box for you to sign up for the summit that starts soon, okay? So I'd love to welcome here Megan Rupert.
Hello, so glad to be here. Thank you so much for having me, Candice.
Absolutely, my pleasure. And because the topic's about purpose, which is such an important topic and is an important part of my trainings with women, I really wanted to interview Megan, talk about the summit a little bit, the masterclass, and talk about her, like her example of purpose. Could you tell me a little bit more about what led you to making purpose such an important part of what you do, you teach, and you bring to the world?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're watching, you can see I have my young little son here. This is Oliver, and he's just 7 weeks old. He definitely helped me to really, let's get him settled and then. So he was, he's like a perfect example of how trusting yourself, really surrendering to your deepest purpose and how that can really just dictate your life in such a powerful way. So, hi, babe. Okay. So what happened for me was, I guess it was about in 2008 was when I really opened up to my purpose. I was searching for answers. I knew that there was more to life. I knew that I had something bigger to do here. And so I really started tuning in and asking those powerful questions and listening, right? So it's not just about asking, but it's about listening. And what came through for me was that I was intended to put on an event for healing, for transformation, and to bring together community. I had no experience at this point. I was actually on the mend for some really crazy, powerful experiences. And by following through with the guidance that was coming through for me, because I was tuning in, I was doing really deep inner work, meditating, dancing, letting just these transmissions come through for me, I ended up starting an event. And like I said, I had no experience whatsoever, but I started it. And this event ended up going on for 6 years. It was a very powerful transformational experience for those who were attending. But my point in sharing this event was that I ended up meeting a man during this event. I hired this band to come play, and I ended up having this serendipitous experience of meeting this guy who ended up becoming a part of the event. And, you know, when we talk about purpose is so much bigger than we realize, right? There's something bigger going on for us on the outside that we don't know. We just have to, again, we have to listen. We have to tune in. We have to, like what you talk about, we have to follow those desires, right? We have to let go of what other people are telling us to do and just go with what we're called to do, right? And sorry, it's a little bit of the witching hour right now.
Totally fine. I'll just interject a little bit there because I'm remembering a story of one of my, I had a number of speaker coaches way back, and he was a very, very well-known international coach and very well-known in that he was sitting with Richard Branson over dinner one night. And I remember him telling me, like, Branson was asking, so what's going on in your life? What's happening? And this, I won't say the person's name, but he said, oh, la, 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 la. And after 5 minutes, Richard Branson, who's a very congenial man, said, you're boring me. And he just went, oh, I was mortified. Now, the conclusion of the story is Richard Branson said to him, if you want those problems to go away, you have to get bigger problems. So what he was passing is, you're not seeing things big enough. Right? So as you're passing here, our purpose is often of greater magnitude than we could cognize from the smaller parts of ourselves. So in order to actually get into the parts of ourselves that can risk enough coming out, shining, and actually risking to be seen and to do something that we can't even imagine we could do. Your story says, I had no experience, but I put this thing on. It's been going on for 6 years now, and continuing your story.
Yeah, absolutely. And so after 6 years of doing this event, well, actually before 6 years, 2 years into the event, that man that I met at that event ended up becoming my partner. And together we were able to really let each other shine, because, you know, we were able to really, he was a guitarist, I was this event producer, starting to become a coach and really tuning into purpose and learning how to trust ourselves and go with what felt right. He was jam music, so very improvisational. So both of us are very much into the flow, right? And when we get into that flow of just trusting what's happening for us, you know, and you surrender to that process, life becomes more joyful, right? You meet the right people, like that gentleman sitting right next to Richard Branson, right? He did something right to get him into that position, right? And so, you know, when you keep going through and you keep trusting the process, more opens up, more and more opens up. And for me, right, I opened up to, actually now I need to help people in a bigger way. Instead of just doing this once a year event, I want to coach people, I want to help people. And I moved through that.
So beautiful. It's so inspiring to hear a little bit about your story. But what we'd love to do now too is to encourage people to come to this incredible masterclass, the Feminine Purpose Masterclass. Can you just tell us just a little bit more about it so that people can click on the link and sign up for it next week?
Absolutely. So, you know, if you've been feeling a call inside of you and you've been wanting more from your life, you know that there's something better for you out there, something more that you can create for yourself, or trusting, letting life flow for you. It's about finding your purpose. And it's also about getting the confidence to trust in those intuitive hits, to trust in those moments. And it's not about trying to figure it out on your own. When you have the support of people who have done it before, that is where you are able to really step through and create an amazing and epic life. So that's what the Feminine Purpose Masterclass is all about. You're getting expert training and advice to really help you to step through in a powerful way, to step out into the world and live your purpose, because we need you now more than ever to make your impact in the world. So that's what this is all about.
Thank you. And how many speakers do you have during this time?
We have over 21 speakers, so lots to learn.
Beautiful. And of course, I'll be one of the speakers, so you can keep an eye out for me. But what I want to encourage you to do right now is jump below in the description box, click on the link, sign yourself up, and then all the emails will come through as the reminders, and you'll learn about all those 20-something speakers. And thank you so much, Megan. Thank you. And thank you, Oliver. Thank you so much. You're juggling many things right now, and it's very, very courageous of you. So beautiful. Thank you so much to my audience. And remember, when you have the courage to go out there and shine, you give others permission to do the same. So let's go out there and shine this week. Bye-bye for now.